that, but it allows you to tip the ends over so they don't fray. Piece of cord for the hair. You don't have to use cord. You could use another pipe cleaner, or you could use yarn or anything, but I've got this nice satin cord, so it looks nice and shiny. Because it unravels, I've touched the ends with a bit of glue to try and stop it unraveling, but you wouldn't have that problem with yarn. You need needle and thread. You need your trusty glue gun, or whatever you use for glue, and 2 pipe cleaners. So if you're ready to get started, I'll just turn the camera down and we'll get started. I might need to bring it forward a bit. Can you see? Bring it forward a bit further so you can see what my hands are doing. Yeah. Okay. Right. So first of all, the first thing we want to do is we're going to draw the face on. I'm going to need to go back a bit so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to draw the face on the doll. This is just so that we can distinguish the front from the back when we start assembling. So what I do is I do 2 little semicircles for eyes and a little semicircle for a mouth. So, can you see? There, you can see. Oops, I never know which way this camera's going. So that's a very simple face on the front. So mine's slightly skewy. Right, so the next thing we're going to do is make the put the hair on, because it gets in the way when you've got the other bits on it. If you do the hair last, it does get in the way. So with your glue gun, you're going to take the top of the peg head bit and cover it in a fair covering of glue. Whenever we're sticking anything on to our doll, we start at the back, so opposite your face. This is why you need to know where the face is. It's just so that everything's hidden then, any sort of like frayed ends. And then you just wind around the head, sticking as you go. And the aim is to have a little bit at the end, can you see that, where you can sort of pile it up in a bun on top of a head. So plenty of glue, but be careful of your fingers if you're using hot glue. I've had a weekend of burning my fingers because I've been doing a lot of work and they're really sore now. And when you get to the end there like that, so your whole of your scalp's covered, we're just going to wind this last bit round into like a bun shape. It's probably a bit long, this. I may have to cut the end off. I didn't measure. When you cut, measure it. And I'm just going to put a final dab of glue on the top of the head so that last end will stick, being very careful of my fingers, and hold that until it's set. Oh, I said be careful of your fingers. So give it a final tweak. So now you can see she's got hair like a bun, and it looks neat and tidy more or less all the way around. Just got a little end there, but that will stick in later. So that's the start. That's our hair done. So we're just going to set this to one side now while I show you how to make the arms and the halo and the wings. So you need your pipe cleaners for this. Just making some room. And a tape measure, because we're going to just measure these. So the first pipe cleaner, we're going to cut off an 8 centimetre length for the arms. So that's about there. Don't use your good fabric scissors for cutting this wire. So now we've got two lengths. So this is going to be the arms, the short piece, and the longer piece is going to be the wings. So with the arms, it's basically just find the middle and sort of bend it into a U shape like that. And for the wings, again, find the middle, open it out again, and you're going to just twist it into a figure of 8 shape. So end to the middle and just give it one twist, and then same at the other side, end to the middle, give it a twist. So there's your wings. So that's quite easy. So the next thing we need to make our pipe cleaners is the halo. So out your second pipe cleaner, you want a 12 centimetre length. That's about there. And again, just give it a snip. Now that bit's spare, we don't need that. The halo, you just make a circle. around your finger and then overlap it a little and twist it. So you've got a circle like a lollipop shape. Bend that down so it's a 90-degree angle. So it's going to sit over her head. And then you just attach that to the wings, just simply by just twisting the ends together like that. So you've got wings and a halo all in one piece now. Now, if we show you, what we'll do is the arms will go on first. So on your peg doll, this is the back again. I would call this the neck of the peg doll and these the shoulders. So the arms want to go right at the shoulders. They might look long, but I'm going to turn the ends up so they they do look a bit long. I might have to trim a bit more off, but we're going to glue those on next. Don't worry about all the gluing because you will cover it up. So right at the top of the shoulders for the arms, just put a blob of glue and fasten them on like that. And then at the same place, you want to fasten on your wings. So then you can see the halo hovers over her head. Oh, there's enough glue then, it's actually stuck. You can shape the wings later. But for now, we want all of these. I might have to put a bit more glue on that. Oh, the halo band, put some on the back of her arms. There we go. Don't worry about strings of glue and what have you, because that'll all be tidied up later. So there, you've got your peg doll, your basic angel now has got wings, a halo, little arms. What we will do is turn the hands up, turn the ends of this so it looks like little hands. You can have her praying or you can have her doing whatever you want to do. So I'm going to put her to one side now and move on to making the dress. You need a length of needle, you need needle and matching thread that matches your fabric. I'm going to start with the solid fabric. Very simple. We're not hemming it or anything, so you will get a bit of fraying, but that adds to the charm, I think. If you don't want it to fray, you can always iron a bit of interfacing onto the back of your fabric before you sew it, but that will make the skirt a lot stiffer. Okay, so secure the end with just a double knot, and then a simple running stitch all the way along the skirt. Doesn't have to be little stitches, it's just to make a gather so we get a nice sort of flary skirt. I hope anybody's out there. I'm sorry I can't see your comments today. Just trying to see if I can bring you up, but I'm not. Never mind. I will read all your comments after and I will reply to everybody. I sound a bit hoarse today, but I was at a craft fair all day yesterday, talking all day. I've got a sore throat and very sore legs now. And it was lovely. I really enjoyed it. So you get to the end with your gathers. And then what you want to do is, oops, get you in there, gather the skirt up. Where's my peg gone? Just enough so that it will go around, all round. And it can overlap a little bit, doesn't matter. But you want to have some nice even gathers and then just secure the end with a little double stitch. It's very minimal sewing. Everybody can do a running stitch, I think, can't we? We'll just nip that off, and I'm going to retie that ready for next time if I forget. And then if you don't secure the end when you pull your gathers, it just runs right through. Okay, leave that there. So I'm going to attach this skirt now. And on your doll, I would say the waist is just below the wings. So that's where we're going to glue. And we're just going to glue it at the back and then run the skirt round and then glue it again. So I am now just going to put a dab of glue on the back there. Again, being very careful of your fingers. Attach the end of the skirt there and then just run it round her waist. You can see what I'm doing. I'm trying to remember to do this backwards so you can see and not forwards towards me. You might want to actually, I think we might put a bit of glue on her front as well, just to make sure it doesn't slip. Yeah. So we're just going to wrap the fabric round, the gathered fabric, and then you're going to secure it again at the back with another little dab of glue. and then just sort of, actually that could have been a bit tighter, I think, but there we go. So she's now wearing that underskirt. The netting overskirt you're making exactly the same way. I think mine might be a bit long, so I'm going to cut a little bit off it because I just guesstimated before, so I'll just cut a little bit off that so it's not covering up her underskirt. And again, I'm going to gather stitch it by securing it at the end so I don't lose all my gathers. So as I say, I was at a Christmas fair yesterday with some of my crafty things, which was nice. I didn't sell an awful lot, but I really enjoyed it. So that's my first Christmas fair of the year. I bought some things for myself. I probably bought more than I actually sold. So I think that's the same of every crafter, isn't it? You either go to these craft fairs and not buy anything thinking, oh, I could do that myself at home, or else you end up spending all your money. But it was very nice. There was Christmas carols and mulled wine, so it's very nice. So once again, I'm gathering just with a simple running stitch. It doesn't have to be tiny stitches. You just want to get a bit of a gather going on. Straighten this out. And then I'll pull it again. So that, oops, we've got, and then secure it. We do want nice puffy gathers with the net because we want it to look a bit like a tutu. I'm just fastening that end off with a couple of little stitches. Cut that. So there we are. That's the gathered skirt. Sort of even that out a bit. And again, you attach it in exactly the same way. This is going to be a short demo because we're getting through this pretty quick. So I might show you another one, another sort of angel. There we go. So we're just going to stick that on. So just be careful with netting, obviously. The glue goes right through it. So you don't want to be really pushing your finger against hot glue. Take it right round and then, oops, stick it at the end. Might put a bit more glue on that. Right, so we'll let that dry. And you can see she's starting to take shape now. She's got this lovely puffy skirt. Although that's just come off again. Wait a minute, bear with me. Maybe it isn't going to be a short demonstration after all. If it keeps falling apart. Burnt the fingers again. There. She's got a lovely puffy skirt and a nice underskirt. Now at this stage, you might want to sort of put ballerina slippers on her with, maybe you just use a marker pen, a coloured one to help make it stand out, but I don't think she really needs that. Now, the bodice is made out of a length of ribbon. Again, we just wrap it round. Because this phrase, I've made it long so we can work out how much we need. You just need to get the arms and everything that's stuck on just up out of the way, because we're going to wrap it around this bit, a chest if you like, to cover all the gathers on the skirt. And again, we're going to start from the back so that all the mess is at the back. Little dab of glue and put the ribbon on and wait while that's set. Because we want to wait while it sets because we're going to pull it quite tight so that it hides all the bulk underneath. So that seems to be set. So now I'm going to wrap it round her body quite tightly, going under the wings if you can. My wings are probably could have been a little bit higher. It's going to have to go like that. So if you go over by a little bit and just cut the ribbon there, you can then fold that end under when you glue it so you're not getting any fraying. If you just fold that over, put your glue on there, so a little line right across the back so it holds the fold, and then just stick that down. Hold it till it's set. she's nearly done. I missed out a bit of the net there, but so just rearrange the wings and the halo and the arms. I'm going to make her hands come together so it looks like she's singing in a choir. So she's got her arms together at the front like that. And she's done. That was a very short demo today, wasn't it? So what you can do now is either you can sit her on a tree, on your tree branch, but using the peg, or on the top of your tree if you want, or you could attach at the back a piece of gold thread or something matching thread and hang her on the tree. So what do you think? It's my two angels. This one very traditional colour. This one a little bit more bright and funky. You could do them in any colour you like, depending on what colours you've got of fabric. You could use gold or silver glittery pipe cleaners. They're really nice. Just going to pin her halo down a little bit for the wings and the halo instead, or pink pipe cleaners for the arms. So those are the peg dolls, and because we've not had a lot of time, I'm going to quickly show you something else, if you'll bear with me for a second. So last week, I was doing something with kids for Christmas, and we made this tiny pipe cleaner angel. Now, at the moment, I haven't got any beads to hand, but I'm going to show you very quickly how you bend the pipe cleaner to make it. So what you need to do is get the two ends together, and then, if I can show you on here, this length here, you want to bend your pipe cleaner. I found about 2 fingers width, pulling it straight like that and kinking it so it's like a rectangle. Then you cross over the length of the body you want and twist it. So you've got that. This is so easy and it's beautiful. And then you bend in the wings and twist them. And just twist everything around the body one more time. I'm just going to lose in my wings there. And then you can just, so that's your basic angel shape. And then as you can see with this one, you just get whatever you're going to use to hang it. So I've used this butcher's twine. And you wrap it round through the hole in the body and then up there. And then you thread the bead onto it. As you can see, I've made the same little face that I made on my peg doll angel on the bead. And they're gorgeous. So they're very simple. They're something you could do with, if you've got children or grandchildren. They're something you could do with the children or grandchildren. So that's a very simple angel. So those were our 2 angels today. Oops, I'm getting stuck. I'm stuck over everything. A lovely, lovely peg doll angel. And now a little simple pipe cleaner angel. So I'm just going to tip you back up now. Right, I hope you enjoyed that and joined in. If you're watching back later, just comment #replay. If you would like to, I have got some kits available for sale with all the equipment in you need to make your peg doll angel. And they're going to be on sale for £4. If you need them, well, probably will need them posting because I know you're not all around the corner from me. We need to add an extra £1 for postage. If you go onto my page later on today, I will have them up for sale and you can just message me if you would like to have the kit to make peg doll angel. I'll also chuck in one of the little pipe cleaner angels as well. This has been shorter than my usual sessions. I've got another one next, I think it's next week, and it'll come up. What we're going to do then is make a table centerpiece. So for that, you'll need a candle of some description. So I'm going to use a pillar candle, you know, the kind of taller ones. You will need some fake or fresh greenery, so holly, spruce, ivy. I always like to put some herbs in mine as well. I always put bay leaves and rosemary because I think the scent is really nice. I've always had one by the fire, and the scent as it warms the herbs, they smell lovely. You'll need you can use baubles, tinsel, berries, whatever you want to use in for your table. As long as you've got the candle, what we're going to do is make something to sit round and up the candle. So that'll be the next session, which I think is either next Monday or next Thursday. I can't quite remember, but it'll come up on the feed. So that's me for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please comment. I haven't seen the comments because my technology didn't work today, but I will read them all later. And that's me. I'm going to spend the day inside today because it's really horrible up here in the northwest. Absolutely raining cats and dogs. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you for watching, and goodbye, and I'll see you soon.